Hey kiddos! For today's activity, we're going to make a turtle. In order to make our turtle, we're going to need a few different colors of clay and some other supplies. More specifically, we're going to need green clay, white clay, blue clay, some yellow clay, but you can really choose whatever colors you want just in case you don't have these. You're also going to need a black marker, a pencil, a spatula which is going to help you slide around your clay, as well as a piece of cardboard to cut out your clay. Make sure the corners are sharp to make the cutting easier. Okay, great. So to make our little turtle's body, we're going to need a few different kinds of clay. So we're going to start with our blue clay. And right now we're going to start basically with his shell, because a turtle's shell is always really, really intricate. So start rubbing your clay together to make like a tube. And use your fingers so it's nice and round. Perfect. Keep rubbing it through with your fingers because we want this part to be kind of like a skinny, skinny tube, almost like a fat spaghetti. So keep rubbing, press it together because we don't want the clay to break. Looking good, guys. So concentrate your fingers on where the clay looks a little bit fat. And then we're going to take our little cardboard and chop off the fat pieces so we're only left with one spaghetti. Perfect. So we're going to put our blue away and we're going to take out our yellow. So with our yellow, we're going to make like a little ball that you're going to roll around with your hands. Roll it around. Get some heat going. Awesome. And now we're going to put him down on the desk and we're going to roll him with a rolling pin. So press him out with your fingers first. And now we're going to roll him through like a lopsided yellow pancake. Roll him out. Make sure he's pretty smooth on all sides. Nice and even. Okay. So now we're going to take a colored pencil and we're going to draw a long rectangle. So start at the top with the skinny part of the rectangle. Take your pencil down, all the way down, and then end your rectangle. Now we're going to take our cardboard and we're just going to follow the length and the width of the rectangle that we just drew, all the way down. So press it on either side. And now you're going to pull away the scraps, nice and easy. And we're going to put the rest away. So now we're going to take our rectangle and then our spaghetti is going to go in the rectangle. So basically the rectangle needs to be long enough, cut off the scraps of the rest, and wide enough to wrap around our spaghetti. So take your little fingers and press them around so we're making like a little hot dog. Perfect. You can see the blue is in there on either side. Great. So now we're going to put this guy aside, put our blue and yellow scraps away. And now we're going to add another layer to our multicolored spaghetti. So take your green Play-Doh, make a ball slightly larger to the yellow, and use your fingers to spread them out. Take your rolling pin, and the size of the pancake that we need to make for this one has to be at least a little bit bigger than the yellow one. So it needs to be kind of long. So push him out. Again, not too long that the width of the clay is too thin. About 1/4 of an inch. Perfect. We'll take our colored pencil, start at the tippy top of our triangle, of our rectangle rather, drag it all the way down and end the rectangle. Okay. Oh, I need to make my shape a little bit more straight. If you need to fix it, don't worry, you can take your time. So we're going to take our little piece of cardboard once again, drag it right along the sides, on the edges. So it's basically cutting into our clay, and then we're going to remove the scraps by pulling apart. Pulling. Great, and put our scraps away. Super, so now we're going to put our yellow spaghetti in our green spaghetti and wrap them around like a Mexican burrito. Oh, it needs to be a little bit wider. because basically the green guy needs to wrap entirely around the yellow guy. So the yellow is in, wrap him around, connect the ends so it's a really completely covered by green. All right, great. So now we're gonna just roll him out a little to make sure that on the edges he looks good. Take our piece of cardboard on the sharp side, and we're just gonna chop on either side so he's nice and clean. And you're gonna take kind of small chops into your spaghetti. So just enough that you can see all of the colors inside. Let's say we're looking at less than 1/4 of an inch here. It's really small. Perfect. So just keep chopping into it. It's almost like a cake, like you're cutting slices of banana bread. And keep chopping into it. Look how pretty that is. And you could do this with all sorts of colors. It doesn't have to be yellow and blue. It could be pink and red and orange and any colors that you guys like. Perfect. So here we have the decorations for our turtle shell. And we're going to put them aside because now we have to make the rest of the turtle's body. All right. So now we're going to go back to our green clay and make a little triangle, kind of a flattened out triangle. So we're going to rub this ball back and forth between our hands, press into the clay, and make like this flattened out little triangle. So you can really use your fingers. You can use your desk and your palm to create the flat spaces. So just keep pinching. Use your fingers, flatten it. Looking good. And the edges still need to be round. Perfect. Try to not make it too big because the clay still needs to be kind of thick in the middle. Then we're going to take a kind of a smaller ball and rub it around, and we're going to make the turtle's head. So rub it between your two palms to have a nice round shape. Then we're going to kind of make it a little bit pointier and flatter. So he's got a little beak almost. And the other half of his head should be kind of flat. Right there. So now he has his little mouth, and here we're making his neck. So we're going to connect his neck right there into the triangle that we created before. Just pinch it and press it right up against the triangle. So just connect the two pieces of clay together so the head is essentially resting on top. Now we're going to take your colored pencil and make 2 nostrils on either side of the face, and then make little dots right underneath to make for his mouth. Great. So really press into there so that the head connects with his body. All right, starting to look cute. Great, so the next thing we need to make are his little paws. So we're going to take 4 pieces of evenly sized clay and start pressing them. They're going to look like flat rocks, like flat pebbles, the kind of pebble that you would throw into a body of water and it would skip. So all 4 of the same size, and use your fingers. Add and remove clay if necessary so everything looks like it's kind of the same size. Perfect. Press it down into the desk. All right. Those look pretty good. I had a pet turtle once myself, but I think this one is going to be a lot cuter. Okay, so for the third one, just keep pressing. Shape him out. Press it. You don't want it to be too flat either, because then it's going to really just like stick to your desk. And then we're going to just do our last little paw here. And we're going to take a fifth piece, which is going to be the tail. So you can make any kind of tail you want. A squiggly tail, a little small tiny tail. I'm going to make a little cute one. Great. So now we're going to take our paws and we're going to place them around the turtle's body. But first, let's create his little toes using our cardboard. So we've made some triangles. Same thing on his second paw. So just press right into there. Slightly bigger toes for his hind feet. And press right in there. Okay. So our first little paw is going to go right under his head because this turtle is sleepy. He's been paddling all day. He kind of just needs to have his hands right there where he can rest. Perfect. And then his back feet, the ones that he uses to paddle, are just going to go right under the bottom two part of the triangle of his body. Great. So our turtle's body is ready. Just adding his tail. His little cutie tail. And now we can add those cool spaghettis that we did in the beginning and just place them right on top of his turtle shell. So these are like the protectors of his shell. Also, a lot of animals, they use kind of colors to distract other predators. So here we have, this yellow could almost look like poison. So maybe some of the other animals won't want to eat our turtle because he looks really cool and kind of poisonous. All right, perfect. So now the only thing we're missing are the eyes. So let's take our white dough, take a little piece, separate it, rub it between your fingers, make two nice and even balls. They should be of the same size. Place them right on top of his head, above his nostrils. Yeah, they gotta look really nice and round. Perfect. Push it right into his head. Very cute. Black marker, 1 dot in each eye. And now our turtle's alive. So kiddos, here is our terrific clay turtle. I hope you had a really fun time making it and that you're happy with how he turned out. I'd love to see your artwork, so please send it in to me on tutokid.com. Hope to see you soon!